Have you updated to iOS 48? I have compiled 30 changes in iOS 48 here. How many of them do you know? Remember to like and collect and read them carefully. The home screen can now be customized in depth. For example, you can arrange the location of the app icons and components at will. Now press and hold the custom interface in the upper left corner of the home screen to set two modes: large icons and small icons. You can also set the wallpaper separately if you want it to be darker or brighter. You can do it. You can now set icons and widgets in this dark mode separately. You can also customize the icons into any color you want, including the color that can recognize coins to match them, which will look more harmonious. Now, when you are using the app with the dark bead icon, you can turn it into a widget. Click this place to switch the size of the component. This makes it much more convenient to add widgets. If you have some apps on your phone that you don't want others to see, you can first press it and then add the above ID to it. In this way, if the phone is placed next to it and is quietly opened by someone, your face needs to be unlocked to see the content inside and better protect your privacy. When adding a Face ID to the app, you can also click the following option pop-up to hide the app directly and then slide to the bottom of the resource library to have a hidden folder. If someone is playing with your phone, click on this folder and there is no face unlock. He doesn't even know what is hidden inside. This is still very good. The entire control center has been greatly upgraded. There are many control options that can be customized and added, including you can adjust its size and classify it. The entire comparison was basically redesigned before. The camera and flashlight icon that have changed the locking tablet can finally be replaced. You can now replace it with the shortcut functions provided in it. You can even replace it with the app you use more frequently through shortcuts. Now the entire album has been basically redesigned. You can view different categories by looking down. It can automatically identify your photos to classify. So after updating the system, you may need to adapt to this. Now when sending text messages through the information app, click this plus sign and select this to send later to send your information regularly. You can also adjust the font effect of the sent content, such as adding light shoes to him, adding a slide line to him, or even adding a dynamic effect to him. There is no problem. The reader interface that you cut into is new. It is as small as before and is walking down the corner. Now the entire interface will become more clear and intuitive. Zayabeo's browser has now added a new hidden interference project function, such as when you are watching a web page, you can see some ads from Love. You can use this function to eliminate it with one click. Does this effect look like Thanos snapping his fingers in your browser? He also added an independent password app, which integrates all your saved passwords. For example, if you forget the password of the Wi-Fi you once connected to, you can find the password here. The second generation of Apps Pro will also add some new features with the update of iOS 18, such as supporting nodding and answering calls, shaking your head, and hanging up the phone directly, etc. This is very convenient. iOS 18 has made some new optimizations for game mode. When you open the game or connect the gamepad, it will reduce the activities of descendants to maintain the game's controversy and experience. If you have a connected iPass, its game mode can also reduce the audio latency, including improving the response speed of the wireless controller, etc. Simply put, the game mode can make your gaming experience better. There are also some new changes in the calendar interface. In the past, the month attempts could only be displayed in 2 modes. Now there are 4 ways to display it. It will be more intuitive to view the calendar and reminder records. You can now support adding files in the memo. Record audio alone in memos. For example, when you hold some simple meetings, you can record while recording. This is quite convenient. If you enter mathematical formulas directly in the memo, it will automatically generate the problem-solving results. It is also completely possible to write records with your fingers. This is quite convenient. Its calculator is also updated. For example, now you can not only view history records, you can also switch to its scientific and mathematical notes to perform calculations. It is also okay to use it to convert units. Now, after you receive the call, click the small icon in the upper left corner to record the call. If you start recording the call, the other party will also receive a voice reminder. This call will record it. If you press to end recording, the other party will also receive a reminder. This call will no longer be recorded. There is also an additional voicemail here. If you encounter a call you don't want to answer, after clicking it, the other party will hear a voice prompt. Now you are not next to answer your phone. You can leave a message on the prompt car or contact me to remind me. Then what the other person said will turn into a voice message and save it in your voicemail. Hello, 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 are you here? You can also set hard whispers in the voicemail message. In this place on the phone, you can use its default call transfer to voice messages. The user you are trying to contact cannot be connected. Please record a message after the prompt sound. Hang up after the recording is completed. Or you can customize what you want to say when you disperse the video chat, and the content you draw on the screen will also be displayed synchronously on the other party's screen. For example, when I enter the screen to share, I can directly mark it on my screen, and the other party's screen will also display my mark in real time, so I can use my mark to guide him to do more operations. In addition to being able to enter the screen sharing, you can also make a request to control the other party's screen, like my parents used to encounter some problems with operating on mobile phones. Then you can solve this function now. Now, the auxiliary function has a vehicle movement prompt. When your phone recognizes that you are riding in a car or moving, these moving small dots will appear on its screen to help you relieve the motion sickness of watching your phone while riding in a car. There is also an additional music touch feedback function in the auxiliary function. When you turn it on, play music, the phone will vibrate to the rhythm of the music. For friends with poor listening skills, you can use this method to feel the rhythm of the music. Of course, you can turn on and off this vibration feedback through this position on the playback interface. You can now use the eye hole tracking function in the auxiliary function to operate the content on the screen with the eyeball. I tried it. As long as the position of your phone and head does not move significantly, its accuracy is still okay. It is very practical for friends who are not very convenient to operate the limbs. Finally, when you connect to Coffee. Now you can also support multi-screen map navigation. For example, you can see the overall route on the right screen, and then look at the screen here on the steering wheel. Detailed direction guidance, of course, this time. There are many more little cosi from iOS 18. The above mentioned are some of the more obvious changes I have experienced. If there are any functions mentioned, you can also welcome to add them in the comment section. I am Kong Shan. See you next video.